Hello, everyone. This is your friend Tom Moore coming at you from the Spyderco Millie Club. The Millie Club, your home on the internet for all things knives. Can't say enough good things about the Facebook group, and this is our YouTube channel. On our YouTube channel, we do a little show called FFIB, me and Jason. It's a little talk show type live stream we do on the weekends, and do some live stream sharpening often. Today I wanted to do some recorded content because I want to get some recorded videos up. And so I have this cool little giant mouse, and it's a Carryology collab. That's why it's got this cool pattern on it. I don't know what model of giant mouse this is. I'm not super familiar with all of them. There's a lot. But this is a great little flipper. I really like it. I love the ergos. One thing that kills me on a lot of knives is that the forward choil is too small and I feel like I'm going to cut myself. Even though this knife's really small, I don't feel uncomfortable holding it like this. It's got nice forward jimping, so you can hold it like this. So yeah, it's a cool little knife. This guy's got a chipped edge right about, I don't know if I'm going to show on camera, right about here. There's some chips. Got some Sharpie on it already. There's some chips in the edge. They're nothing horrific, but we're going to take them out today. So I'll show you how to do that. So the first thing we're going to use our sharpener today is going to be a TSProf K03. For the clamping system, we're using the hold milled TSProf clamps with the L adapters to center them. With a knife this size, I could probably get away. Well, I could get away with just one of these clamps, but I don't want to take them off. So we're going to use both. It's just going to kind of bury the blade a little bit. To put this in the clamp, since it's your bare aluminum, I'm using a piece of chamois cloth. This is a leather product. It's for drying cars. It's soft. It's absorbent. It's squishy. I put that over my blade like so. This keeps the blade from sliding around in the clamps. We're going to line it up kind of like that. Kind of tip to pivot line. Let's see where we're at. So kind of see here, tip to pivot or parallel. Make sure we have enough clearance from the tip that we're not going to hit it with the stone is the one concern I have. And if we do, we might have to switch to one clamp. Might be a little bit too close right here to rock with two clamps like this. Let's pull it out a little bit farther. Got to think about this. The constraint on a sharpener on how high and how low it can sharpen is mainly how much clearance there is over the jaw with the stone. And if we had a big thick clamp, we couldn't get any, we'd have to be farther away from the edge to clear it to get a lower angle. So this one's pretty good at sharpening at lowish angles. We'll see if we can get this tip, or if not, we'll take the clamp off. Right now, let's throw some tape on it using electrical tape to protect the ricasso and the handle of this knife. Use good quality electrical tape. It forms into place really well and stays there. Just one quick wrap. That will protect me from scratching anything here or bumping against the handle. You know, it's just a nice way to like make sharpening a little bit more mindless. Okay, let's see if we clear this clamp real quick. I don't want to take it off that badly. We're using TSProf Alpha Diamond resin bonded stones. This is the 120 grit. This thing eats steel pretty good. We're going to set this sharpener to about 20 degrees. We're going to barely clear it. So this sharpener has a built-in angle cube, which is always zeroed. So right now we're at 17 degrees. So we're going to raise it till we get to about 20, because this is a good starting point. I don't know that it's 20, but it's always a good guess for a knife like this. We're going to take some Sharpie. I'm going to take a Sharpie and just mark the edge. both sides. And what we're doing now is we're refining just the reference angle so we know what we're sharpening to in a moment. Because we're going to change the angle after this. And it looks like we are dead on at 20. So that was just one quick little pass. It's hard to see here. Can't get any closer. But all the Sharpies removed. So it was completely cleaned with the first pass at 20. So we're going to flip it, make sure we're good and lined up on both sides. And we're right on 20. Okay, so this is a 20-degree edge. And since we have chips right, use my fingernail, dragging along the edge. I have chips right here. Right about there. There are chips. So to get those out, instead of just sawing away at this edge forever at 20 degrees, it will work the bevel up. I don't know the science behind this. It's kind of weird. But when you just do that, it'll make the bevel really wide because you're working it up. You know, it's the same difference. But if you raise the angle and just cut the chips down, it seems to like reform them, and it doesn't take off a lot of steel. It just kind of makes it way, way, way more simple. It's just raising the angle. Like we're going to put it at 22 or 3 degrees. However much my sharpener will let me go to. Let's just go there, 23 degrees. Okay, so we raise the angle. Now we're going to identify where the chips are. We're clearing the sharpener. We're all good there. And this is where our chips are, towards the leading edge. So I'm going to, it's not a chip tip, but it's tip adjacent. So we're going to work just that portion. And honestly, these chips go away so fast. It just takes, sometimes things just need to be hit with a stone and they kind of clean themselves up, it seems like. Like these chips are already kind of looking like they're not there. So I could reform the edge. Oh, I need to check my stop collar. Oh, it's loose. Okay. So we're sharpening at a higher angle than was existing, trying to cut those chips away. Taking my finger, I'm just going to drag my nail across it. There's a little bit of chip there, a little bit of chip there. So flip it. Same thing, just working the section with the chips, kind of blending it out a little bit, not just directly on top of the chip, but kind of in the general area and the adjacent steel. We're going to 23 degrees. And already I can see most of the chip is like gone. They were pretty minor chips. They're visible. So I'm just going kind of both directions, kind of trying to get that edge away. So we're taking our nail. We're pretty much good. The chipped portion of it is gone. It's not totally smooth. We have a really big burr. But now what we'll do, we'll now take the angle and we'll drop it back down to 20 degrees since our chips are visibly gone. My daughter's coming in here to visit us right now. Right, Kinsley?
Yeah. I'm daughter. I'm a daughter.
You're a daughter. Hey, Kinsley, can I sharpen here?
Yeah.
Can you go back with brother?
These are scissors. I have scissors.
Yeah. Thank you. Life of a stay-at-home dad. This is my life. I got kids. They're pretty easily distracted by iPads though while I sharpen. I got kids and I get to stay home and sharpen. It's a pretty good life. So now we're back down to 20 degrees. And we're going to do the whole edge now. And you can feel right here where it hit the burr and created the rollover edge. So now we're just trying to take everything back down to 20 degrees to even out the bevel that we took up to 23. So we've already sharpened the leading edge. We're now just kind of profiling the whole bevel. And it's not going to take a lot on this case. It doesn't look like. This stone, this 120 grit TSProf Alpha Diamond, works remarkably well. And it looks like we're good. I'm going to draw on Sharpie again. Make sure we're removing it all. And we'll do one more pass both sides. So now we're just making sure that we're evening out the bevel down to 20 degrees, and then we're getting a burr on the full portion of the edge. Now, again, we're at 20 degrees. We're trying to apex the whole edge at this lower angle that matches the existing factory angle. And we're going to take our fingers and we feel we got a burr the full length, which means we've done our job. We'll do one more pass, cleanup pass with the 120. Kind of knocking the burr that we just created down a little bit. Making sure everything's nice and smooth. Before we go any further, I'm going to take my fingernail again. And it feels like the chips are all gone. We'll do a paper test at the end to make sure they're all gone, but chips are gone. We're sharpening at the existing angle now. Okay. Feel the burr. The steel is sharpening up very nicely. Not sure what steel it is. I'm going to guess it's M390. Just shot in the dark. I don't know. It's the LMAX or something. It's a giant mouse. I don't know what they use. Okay, so we got a little bit of Sharpie at the very tip I want to get. So again, we're putting my finger under the tip to keep it from rolling the stone. It's also crazy if you keep your finger under here, how hot the steel can get if you go fast. Okay, we're all good. All good in the hood. Now we're going to switch to our 180 grit stone in alpha resin bonded diamond TSProf stones. These aren't cheap. They're very good stones. They're not the same ones that come with your TSProf as part of the kit. They are extra. They're fantastic so far. They give me some really killer edges. And we're just going to do a quick couple passes with this 180, just trying to kill the burr a little bit and clean up the scratch pattern, but we're not trying to profile anything. We're not trying to really raise the burr. We're trying to reduce the burr. So that's all we're going to do. Just a quick little pass. Yeah, we're just trying to clean the edge up, minimize the burr, and reduce the scratches from the previous stone. It's not a huge jump to go from the 120 to 180, but the 120 does cut like crazy. So it's not a ton of cleanup needed. Okay. Now we're jumping to our last stone. 360 TSProf Alpha. And again, we'll just give it a couple quick passes, trying to minimize the burr. And clean it up. With these stones, kind of get rid of the burr pretty quick. And that's really all we need to do. Just a couple quick passes. Let's do one for good measure. One more pass each side. Looks beautiful. Nice and smooth and even matte appearance of the satin edge. Okay. And we're done. We're done sharpening. We got the chips out. We got a sharp edge. So before we do anything else, let's give it a strop. 6 micron gunny juice. Starting with the presentation side, because that's the side that if there's a burr, it'd be left on that side since we quit on the clip side. So when I strop, I always start on the presentation side. Same as if you're using the next stone up. Making sure we're hitting the edge. And again, I only strop to make sure that there's no burr or anything like that. That's plenty. I'm not trying to get a mirror out of it or something. And stropping more is not going to make it sharper. It won't. It will make it duller. If you keep on stropping for no reason, it will just make it duller. So now we're going to grab a piece of paper. Make sure there's no chips in the edge. Make sure it's sharp. First, kind of pull it through the edge. Point down the whole edge, making sure the chips are all gone, and it's gone. It's sharp. So yeah, we're good. Now let's clean it up. Use a piece of magic eraser. I don't know what happened to my other one, so let's cut a new chunk. I'll just use this knife to cut it. Using this magic eraser, we're going to get rid of any residual Sharpie or goobers. You see that Sharpie there just comes right off with it. Clean up any residue from electrical tape. Pull off the edge when you do this. Don't go side to side. You'll slice up your magic eraser and you'll cut your finger. So pull off of the edge. And that's it. We have a sharpened, cleaned up, ready to go out the door from the More Sharp Sharpening Service Carryology Giant Mouse. Cool, cool. Thank you all. That was a pleasure to get to share this with you today. Again, my name is Tom Moore. Subscribe and do all that jazz with YouTube, but also check us out over on the Facebook group at the Spyderco Millie Club. And of course, don't forget to follow me at Thomas O. Moore on Instagram. And if you got any knives you want sharpened, I'll sharpen them on YouTube even. So just hit me up on Instagram and send them in. All right. Thank you.